Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. This time we're gonna cover the Fury Warrior 10.2 PvP changes. And before we start with the video, let me tell you, I've done some testing already and it looks enormously busted. And let me tell you exactly why. Let's dive into the tier set first. For our 2 set, our Odin's Fury is gonna do 50% increased damage and empower our next 3 Bloodthirsts or Bloodbaths for 150% increased damage and have a 100% chance to crit. For our 4 set, we will have every crit from Bloodthirst or Bloodbath reducing the cooldown for Odin's Fury by 2.5 seconds. That means that we can get around 15 seconds to 22.5 seconds of reduced cooldown on our Odin's Fury every 1.5 minutes. That's already pretty busted. So let's dive into the talents. For the talents, we're gonna be playing the normal Annihilator build as if nothing has changed from 10.1.5. Some people opt in for Onslaught. This time around, we cannot really do that anymore, so we have to go with the full-on Annihilator build with Reckless Abandon and empower our Bloodbaths as much as possible. So, for our rotation, it's actually gonna be looking quite a lot the same as if we already played Annihilator in 10.1.5. The only major difference is that they've changed the internal cooldown on Bloodbath to be 2 seconds exact. That means that we cannot really spend all our GCDs anymore into Bloodbath, but instead have to weave in a Slam or a Whirlwind or something else now and then to fill up the gaps. In our burst window, this doesn't really matter because we're going to be overloaded on Rage, so we can just nuke out Rampages and Bloodbaths and repeat the cycle. And let me tell you guys, this is going to add up to some crazy DPS. So for our rotation, our opener, it's going to be looking quite a lot the same. The only difference is that we want to use Odin's Fury before we use Avatar. The reason for this is because every empowered Bloodthirst that we crit, or every critted Bloodthirst that is, will reduce the cooldown of Odin's Fury. So we want to get Odin's Fury on cooldown as soon as possible to get that maximum amount of cooldown reduction on it. So whenever we charge in, we just instantly start off with a nice little Odin's Fury into a Rampage, into Bloodbath spam. And we're just gonna repeat this cycle between Rampages and Bloodbaths. And as you can see, you already see some crazy numbers stacking up right here on the side of your screen. And let's dive into how much damage we actually do with this. Because these crits add up to some crazy DPS. Whenever we go into the details right here, you can already see that we've critted 6 out of our 7 Bloodbaths that we've done. And they've critted for 224k, with a minimal of 200k per crit and an average of 214 per crit. That just means that you can absolutely wreck an enemy in 6 Bloodbaths. In these 6 Bloodbaths, we can pump out around 1.2 to 1.4 million damage. And keep in mind, this is a window of about 12 to 15 seconds in which we can do this. That means that a healer is going to have a very, very hard job keeping up with the healing in our burst window. The only downside when it comes to this build, as you guys probably already know from the 10.1.5 Annihilator, is that whenever we are out of our cooldowns, that we don't really have too much damage that we can pump out. However, it's important that we keep spending those Bloodbaths and those Bloodthirsts to reduce the cooldown of our Odin's Fury. Every time we use Odin's Fury, we get our Avatar back, and we get 3 empowered Bloodbaths again. So we can pump out crazy amounts of damage, especially if you combine this with, for example, a Death Wish. If you have a max stack Death Wish and you do this exact same thing, you can crit up to like 300k plus every Bloodbath that you do. However, Death Wish might not be the way to go, but we'll have to see in the next patch. If you found this useful though, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, it helps me out massively. I know it's a short video, but I think Fury Warrior will be insanely OP in 10.2 with these changes to Bloodbath and with our tier set. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and see you guys in the next one.